Hi, this is Jane Silly Hatch, Bethesda Star. Good morning. It's Saturday. It's about 10 o'clock in Santa Fe, New Mexico, 10 a.m. And I got a text this morning from my niece asking me, how do we go on? How do we deal with what we're seeing happening in the world, basically? And so I realized I hadn't done a prophecy prediction channeling session again in a while, so I wanted to do it here now this morning. So I've already called in my power animals and spirit guides this morning. It's the first thing I do in the morning in my loving and compassionate ancestors, spirit guides, and power animals, and God. You know, all of these beings are reflections of the great spirit God, goddess. So it's not false idolatry or, you know, I'm choosing one over the other. It's just different vibrations. And power animals are right here with us in middle world, so you can access them immediately. And ancestors, just you're loving and compassionate. I want to make that clear because there's some relatives and ancestors you don't want in your energy field anymore. In fact, I knew someone that was having a very hard time not drinking. And I just felt there was something in her energy field. And this happens, you know, all over the world all the time, but not everybody has a shaman to sort of remove it. And I found that her grandfather, who had been an alcoholic on the physical level, was in her energy field, encouraging her to drink, because a lot of the spirits that don't go on, that are here because they have unresolved issues, and one of them is an addiction. So they want to be able to experience that, and they can experience it through other humans that are incarnate. So I disconnected her from him. So that's just an example of why you always want to preface your ancestors with your loving and compassionate. And it's very powerful if you are surrounded by ancestors who love you. You know, they see your energy field, they understand you from a DNA point of view. It's like being surrounded by tribe. And so just make sure you preface it with, you know, loving and compassionate, because in the spirit world, that's like a command. They can't, like that you know, alcoholic grandfather could not jump into that bandwagon and come into her energy field, or any of my relatives that were, or didn't, you know, they might not even have liked you or didn't understand you. So you don't want to call them in, but you probably have a long lineage of ancestors who loved you. And who, you know, even your, believe it or not, your descendants you can call upon, the ones that are going to incarnate. But I call in my ancestors, my loving and compassionate spirit guides as well. You just don't want to call in anybody. And also, before I start to channel, like I'm, this is a rose incense that I'm burning, and I've already smudged with sage. I'm using my own flower essence, white lilac, which connect, you know, roses. I mean, this is white rose, excuse me. Roses, I believe, are the highest vibration on the planet, and white rose, oh, you know, connects you with your highest self. And I also have on a perfume, an essential oil, lavender. So I'm already starting to match my vibration to that of my spirit guides, my highest and most loving guides and spirit animals. So with that said, excuse me, I'm gonna see if I can get some insight into what's going on behind the scenes. A lot of us understand what is happening in the physical right now. What if you're in touch with your higher self, if you have not been hypnotized by the media, if you have a sense of authority still, and you know that we are in the midst of what I would call a satanic ritual. This is a spiritual war. And make no mistake about it, they are employing the agents of Lucifer and Satan to bring about this. What they're trying to do is a genocide. And so we are definitely in the middle of a spiritual war. And they're employing their agents on that level as well. If they didn't have that agency, they wouldn't have gotten as much control as they have now over humanity. And there's no doubt in my mind that the lockdown and the masks and the the death, I'm sorry to say this, but by the vaccine is part of a huge satanic ritual. So, and I hate to say that about the vaccine, but that is through my research and through my impression, and it was absolutely unnecessary. Nobody needs it. But again, I cannot on YouTube go into the details of that. So how do we get through this? And I'm going to do a little bit of channeling in that, and then I will give you my own opinion, which you'll find with psychics will correlate with their spiritual guidance. I don't go around my day necessarily disconnected from my spiritual authority. I can get into it. I mean, I can disconnect if I get into fear or anger or depression, but you generally find that psychics are aligned with their spiritual powers. So their opinion will often be that they're getting them, from their higher self. So it may not necessarily be different from my highest self, but it will be a different perspective. Like I said, I've already smudged. I have rose incense going. I have white rose flower essence I've taken, and then lavender. to try to match my vibration with the highest vibration I'm bringing in. I'm asking the questions, what is going on behind the scenes? That's really weird. I'm not getting it's like there's a wall which I've never had. So it may be that right now it's not, they're protecting me. There's some reason I shouldn't be yeah, it's not coming through. I don't feel the term. Okay, I do see that they want me to go to one specific guide, Princess Diana. That's what I'm going to do. If they don't want to do they don't want me to do a remote viewing, which is pretty informative to begin with. So if they don't want me to see, they don't want me to even go into what's going on. There's a lot going on, and I'm not even supposed to see it. Maybe for my own protection, or it's just not meant to be out there right now. So, but Diana, I did, get a sense that I was supposed to go to Diana. Yeah. So as a shaman, I travel more than a regular psychic. Psychics sort of stay in one dimension and call in. or they're sort of, their guides are in middle world. I will leave middle world and go to upper world. That's really interesting. Where I see Diana in upper world is it's it looks like a Grecian or Roman temple with columns, ridged columns, and white, just absolutely gorgeous white marble. She sits on this bench that just looks so common for her. It just looks like an ordinary park bench with wrought iron and wood back. Like I expect her to be on a throne, but she's not like that, but I still. So I am, she just, so did you have a message? Sorry, I'm not sure what's. For some reason, I see her grandchildren. I don't know why in England. Looks like William and Kate's daughter. I can't remember her name, Charlotte. I have no idea. As a bridesmaid? Oh, for the wedding. Okay. Sorry, this is not coming in that clearly. Something to do with her granddaughter. I don't know. I think I'm very clearly seeing Charlotte in that little bridal. What was she? What are they called? The little flower girls, I think they're called, at the wedding. And it's related to Meghan and Harry's wedding. It seems like Diana has a very strong connection with that grandchild of hers. That she's going to be something special. I'm surprised this is coming through now. I think it has something to do with Diana really wants people, Princess Diana really wants people, as do I, to claim your authority. Do not believe MSM and question everything, question everyone. She is really concerned about that interview. And I had no plans of getting into this today. With Meghan and Harry, which I did cover, that what I'm getting is that there was a lot of lies, and indeed her grandchild did get abused or hurt by Meghan, and Meghan's just not claiming it, denying it. So this is a combination of things I'm getting. She's like, please, everyone, own your own goddess self. If something doesn't feel right, it isn't right. She is disturbed still, and it's sort of unlike her because generally she has a very global view, and she still does. And this one incident does tie into the broader experience right now of humanity to bring us back to sovereignty, to autonomy, to power. Is you have to pull back from MSM and say, how do I feel about this person or the situation or this vaccine or everything? How do I feel? Because I am God, just as the rays of the sun are the sun, I am God. So, and that is sort of the broader answer to, the question I got this morning is like, I am God. I can make choices. I can make decisions from my inner knowing. And that's how you disable this satanic cult as well, is you don't follow the pack over the cliff. You say, I am God. And whatever that means to you from a place of love. Does it mean you can go out for a walk without a mask? Is God telling you, and I mean God in the sense of that feeling of knowingness, that does it feel okay to take the vaccine? Does it feel right? Or are you being hypnotized with fear? And I saw in another video, if you have any trauma whatsoever, and that's goes back to early childhood trauma, why so many children are being traumatized in our court systems and through matricide. Our whole world is, kills off the mother, either physically, spiritually, financially. So you have that early trauma, and then more trauma is added by MSM. It's fear, fear, fear. So this trauma center is receiving more and more and more fear. So it's like if you suddenly, it's like you don't want to open that up. So there's a sense inside of you, if I open up to my true self, I'm going to have to, there's a monster that's going to come out. So, but that's not going to happen. You're going to stop traumatizing yourself. It's like a soul retrieval. When you're fully present, you're not going to make more decisions that are traumatizing. So I feel like she showed me her granddaughter. At first, I did not understand. I saw a little girl in a ballet. And then I saw the face of the Charlotte, which I believe is Kate and William's daughter. And the situation was, if you listen to the Harry and Meghan Oprah interview, and please look into Oprah. Oprah has a horrible past involved in child abuse and all kinds of things at her school that she started in Africa. Many of the children were sexually abused. Anyway, just look at, who they, Meghan is interacting with, and Harry. And I saw incredible amounts of soul loss in Harry from when he lost his mother. And Meghan knew how to just, she was the key that fit that lock. And so they're just like this, like they hold hands. That's how their spirits are. It's like, no, it's like he is a puzzle piece that had a big dent and she filled it in. So now they have to go like this, because he feels like if he separates, he's just going to crumble. But if you see pictures of him before he met Meghan, he was angry, but he had light, he had color, he had vibrancy, I thought he was going to do something really great. I mean, right now he's a soul slave. She's taken his soul in a way. And so again, back to the little girl, so in that interview where I saw the soul loss in Harry, they claimed, Meghan claimed that Kate made her cry. But it was the reverse, and that's how narcissists, psychopaths work. Whatever they're doing, they say someone else is doing, they disassociate, and they say so because they can't conceptualize their own evil or their own character defect, so they disassociate. So she said that Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, Prince William's wife, made her cry. And this may sound inconsequential, but it fits into the bigger picture where the truth is, Diana's telling me that Meghan was abusive to a lot of people, but the one that bothers Diana is her grandchild. Charlotte, thank you. So she is very concerned still about this is huge ramifications, especially in America. They're the woke who are not woke, they're asleep, are sleepwalking now, following Harry, who has total soul loss, and Meghan, who I'm seeing is a narcissist, maybe, yeah. So she's okay. Diana is very concerned, and it comes back to a global issue. Reclaim your power, reclaim your God self, because inside of you there's a piece of God that knows the truth. She said light will flow over America and the planet when we reclaim our God self. Stop following people and thinking that they know everything. They don't. They really don't. It's coming from an egocentric. And if you're a lost soul, and you are lost right now, if you're following MSM and you're not claiming your authority, as a shaman, as God, as a powerful being on this planet. We have been enslaved for thousands of years, and they are so afraid of us because we are so powerful, because we can create, we can love, we can laugh, we create amazing art, inventions, and they can't do anything. All they can do is feed off of our fear. So reclaim your autonomy. Stop following, for one thing, Meghan and Harry, but anybody on MSM that doesn't jive with yours, go into your body right now and feel it. Diana was a very feeling, like that was her first way of orientating herself, or the primary was feeling. She'd go into someone's energy field and she would feel everything that was in their energy field. And that, throw that sort of feeling person into and I'm not defending the royal family. I'm just saying, neither is she really, but this is, if you don't like the royal family and you think you're being anti-establishment by going for Meghan and Harry, you are way, way, way off course, she's saying. So claim your authority in everything right now, whether it's the V or the C, or what's going on with the Biden regime. Does it feel right? Or does it feel right deep down that their biggest thing right now, or one of them, is to outfit pregnant women to go into war zones in airplanes? That is a satanic ritual. That is part of it. And they're throwing it in your face. Thousands of child immigrants on the border now wrapped in tinfoil. It's almost like they look like a food item. Well, they are in a satanic ritual. Children are food. And I could go on and on and on. The many symbols they're throwing, Lady Gaga at the inauguration. This is a big satanic ritual. And you can find your power by stop following them, cut the cords. And I can show you how to do that in another video. So I don't want to go on too long, because I don't think people have the patience. So the answer to, the question from my niece is, how do we go on? We claim our power and start acting from it. And, just turn the media off and walk out your front door without a mask and just start living your life. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but you'll be amazed, because that is the key. When they know you've claimed your God self, they're powerless. And that's what it's like, a mass, wake up call, initiation. And yes, there are going to be a lot of people that don't wake up and they leave the planet. But if you want to be on this new paradise earth, wake up and claim your power. Spiritually, I gave Diana a bouquet of pink roses. It's just my higher self, what they call subsoul, returning. You know, clearly I'm completely cognitive and present, but I definitely need a new green screen. So thank you everybody for watching. It's all about not what's out there that's happening. And I don't know, I was blocked. That's never happened. That has never happened. So that's really interesting. And that tells a lot in itself. Reclaim your power, turn off MSM, walk out your front door as if you were God and you were creating this universe and how you would create it, because we are co-creators with God. So lots of love. Please share this, comment, subscribe, like. Thank you.